Today, we're going to try out the old versions of Brookhaven City. And make sure to stay until the end, because we'll even test the very first city in the game. And the team that's in red, I find myself right in front of the airport, and we're in 2026. And today, it's one of the biggest buildings in Brookhaven, and look how huge the airport hall is. By the way, I have a few secrets to show you. For example, taking a ticket from the airport and putting it directly on this machine to validate it. There you go. My ticket is now validated. And you have the choice to take the airport security outfit or to actually become an airline pilot. Yes, you can become a pilot. You just have to press here, and then you become a pilot at the airport. So that's one of the new features in 2026. It's really incredible. And you can also get the little red card right here to access an area just below the airport to take private planes. So here, you just have to open the door and take any vehicle from this list. However, it will cost you, and you can even take a hot air balloon. Look, you can take a hot air balloon here. It's crazy. But what's cool too is that look, I can take a real plane. Well, it's a fighter jet. But anyway, it's the fastest flying vehicle in all of Brookhaven because look at the speed I can get. I can go up to 200 in speed, but look, I can also do a glitch to get a lot more speed. Look, did you see how fast I went? I really reached 600 in speed. Yes, when you put the plane into the ground, you can go much faster than you might think. Sometimes you can really go up to 1000, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, guys. I really don't know if I'll be able to do it. But anyway, the speed record, it's possible that like this, yeah. Now, this is really crazy. I hope you're subscribed to my channel, since many of you watch my videos without subscribing. Anyway, guys, well, here it is. This is the speed glitch. To display a really super high speed, it's the only way to do it. All right, I'm just going to go back over there, and that way, we can try out the old versions. I went underneath, so these are all the new features we got in 2026. Not to mention, of course, that we can go into the control tower with this same red card. So, here, you can go into the control tower, and here you can control all the air traffic in Brookhaven. So there you go. So you have a chair here, and a chair on the other side, of course, to control all the air traffic. You can also take the red card here to go back down. And of course, you can also go into the plane that's right here. However, it's true that this plane doesn't work, meaning you can go ahead and try to pilot it. But absolutely nothing will happen. It won't work. The only thing you can do is press the emergency button to simply activate the plane's emergency mode. You can also turn on the TV, and you can go into the kitchen. Here, there you go. There's a small kitchen. But honestly, there's not much to do in this plane. And of course, you can press the parachute button to fly away, like this. And there you go. Be careful, you'll have a parachute. And all of this, as you can see, is what we can do in 2026. But if we go back a little, you'll see that there have been some changes. And my favorite version was the very first one. And here, my friends, I'm in 2025. By the way, you can see that we used to have the Burger Barn before, and today we have a new restaurant. So, this is the Burger Barn, which was across from the airport, and here you have the airport. There haven't been many changes. Last year, we just had a few differences compared to this year. That means that before, there weren't any pilot uniforms, or even security uniforms. Well, those are the only things that have changed in a year. As for the airport, I think we can go back a little further. And here we are in 2024. And by the way, look, every time there are things that change across from the airport. Before, it was the burger diner that was right here. So it wasn't even the Burger Barn, let alone the new restaurant. And now, look at what the airport looked like in 2024. It was really small. Look at this thing. It was tiny. Look, we have the motel, which was actually much bigger next to it. And here, the airport looked like this inside. Look, here you have the airport security. So honestly, there really wasn't much, just a very small security area. Here, you could go through security and then arrive in the airport terminal, which is really tiny. Earlier, I told you that this was my favorite version, but actually, I think it's not my favorite version at all. Honestly, I find this one really small. The airport is tiny over there. Of course, you could take the plane, and it's exactly the same as in 2026. It hasn't changed. Well, now, with this version, I can't even get inside. There must have been a problem with the plane, I think. Just to tell you that this version is really bad, and honestly, it was really small, so we just walked around the airport. No. But do you realize how tall it was, even though it was that small? Let's go check behind it, okay? But look at this. The plane was right here, but it was really tiny. Honestly, I don't even know if we could go up on the roof. Let's try that. And yes, we could go on the roof, right here. But it's really tiny. Look at what Brookhaven used to look like, and even the mall, it was different. Well, I wonder what happens if we go even further back. And now, I'm already in 2020. And look, well, actually, look, there's nothing at all, because the airport didn't exist in 2020. Yeah, so the version you just saw before was the very first version of the airport. Before, instead, you could put houses here. Yeah, you could put houses right here. So we had access to houses. Here, in Brookhaven, look, it's exactly the same road, except, well, you could put houses. And as you can see, the city was completely different in 2020. Here's something interesting, unrelated to the airport, that I'd like to show you in this video. Look, it's just up here, guys. You can go straight to a special area. It's the Tube TV. And yeah, look, it's a place for YouTubers. So it's really super interesting. You could make YouTube videos here. Well, it really looks like the TV studio we have today in Brookhaven. It's almost the same, except it was a really special place for YouTubers. And Brookhaven was really quite different in 2020. The most interesting building was the Brookhaven Secret Agency. Because yes, the secret agency was in town before in Brookhaven. By the way, maybe I should make a video for you with the old secret agencies of Brookhaven. I don't know if that might interest you, because there are still a lot of secrets to show you. But since there was no airport in 2020, I don't know if it's worth going back even further, because there still wasn't an airport before that either. But there's something interesting to show you. And no, I'm not talking about the garbage room that's right here. That's not interesting at all, and I'm a few months before the release of Brookhaven. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing. It was still being created, and the airport was supposed to be here. But look at what we had right next to the airport. I'd really like to show it to you. It's the secret crystal of Brookhaven. Yes, Mr. Brookhaven's powers were found at this place. It's really interesting to know that. So, the airport actually has something pretty special. And honestly, I'm really happy to show it to you. Plus, look, it's written right here that this is the place of the crystal. And it's thanks to this that a certain Mr. Brookhaven got secret powers. And it was at the place where the airport is now. And for those who don't know Mr. Brookhaven, well, he's the one who lived in this house. Back then, this house wasn't in ruins at all. And as you can see, he's right here. That's him, Mr. Brookhaven, with the secrets around him. Those are his secret powers. That's where he found them, and he used them for the first time in this house. It's crazy. That's the real Mr. Brookhaven in front of me. And in 2026, the auto shop looks like this. Or it could look like this, guys. And yes, it depends on when you're watching this video, because there's a new auto shop being built in Brookhaven. So, it's possible that you're watching this video and the auto shop already looks like this. But right now, we have the auto shop right here. So here, we can buy cars. So we just have to stand here and we can select any car. And for example, I can take this vehicle and try it out even though I don't even have the pass. But, on the other hand, it's impossible to leave with it. And no, I can't drive it. And we can also select another vehicle from this side. And for example, I'll even be able to put, look, a tractor. Yes, we can put a tractor right here and we still can't drive it. And if we look at the license plate, it says Brookhaven, so the vehicle doesn't belong to me. And inside, there's also a place to repair your car. And so, for example, if I take a car, and here, I'll take my favorite vehicle in all of Brookhaven, I can take it directly to get it repaired. Right here. And then, we'll even be able to lift the vehicle. It says you have to be in the vehicle to do it. And now, okay, I have to stay in the vehicle. And now, it's perfect. And now, we can repair it. We can go underneath to fix the vehicle. So, that's it for the 2026 auto shop. And now we'll move on to the previous auto shop. And I'm now in 2024. And look at what the auto shop looked like. Honestly, I think it's really great. Well done. It looks awesome. And here, you can repair your car. Right here. So we only had one place to repair your car on the side. Here, it's written. So, sports car and luxury car. But otherwise, honestly, it's much smaller than the one we have today. It's really tiny. So, it's not really an auto shop. I feel like it's just a place to buy. For example, tires for your car. Or otherwise, to buy, well, small accessories for your car or auto parts. But otherwise, it was really tiny. We just had a bench here to wait on. Or you could get on the motorcycle that was right here. But yeah, it was really small.
Honestly, I'm a bit disappointed. I'm really disappointed with the one in 2024.
But anyway, you'll see, before, the auto shops were even better. And before going back to the very first version, we'll jump to 2021 and look at the auto shop in 2021. Well, there you go. There wasn't an auto shop at that spot. It was empty. There was nothing here at all. But wait until you see where it was. Because yes, it did exist in 2021. And I'm going to show you the location of the auto shop in 2021. By the way, you can see that the city of Brookhaven has changed a lot since then. There are really quite a few things. For example, look, the Brookhaven Town Hall was here. This was the Brookhaven Town Hall. Yes, right here. So you might wonder, wait, where was Brookhaven Town Hall? But the town hall is supposed to be here. But here, we have the fire station. And look what we had next to it. We had the auto shop that was at this spot, right here in Brookhaven. And by the way, don't you notice something? I feel like it's actually just a little bit bigger than the version we tried before. But really, just slightly bigger. And look inside the auto shop. It's exactly the same. Except there was a secret room right here. And look on the side. Look here. There was a secret place. But before I show you that, I hope you're subscribed to my channel and that you've put the word auto shop in the comments. So I hope you'll do it. And look inside the secret room. And yes, it was a room for criminals. It was a secret place for the criminals of Brookhaven. They could come here and spy on all of Brookhaven live, with the bank cameras and the police cameras right here. This secret room is really beautiful, truly amazing. And now we're going to go back a little earlier to 2020, because you'll see that, well, the auto shop wasn't in this location either. It's really shocking. Brookhaven has changed so much, and we're going to go back 1 year earlier. And here I am in 2020. Yes, I am indeed in 2020, and right in front of me, there's the auto shop. Look at that. This is the auto shop in 2020. That's what it looked like. Honestly, I don't see how you could fit a car in there. It's really too small to put a car inside. I think it was meant to fit a motorcycle, but not a car. That's impossible. And so the auto shop was here in Brookhaven. And look, inside, we already had a car. Right here and there, here, this was the counter to welcome people. By the way, what's going on with this thing? No. But what is this? Wow, I can move something? No. But that's so weird. It's really weird. Well, I broke something. And here, look, inside, right here, we also had a secret room and I could go inside. And guys, there was a secret room right here. Except that we couldn't do anything at all. And I could think that now, I'm stuck inside. No, I'm stuck inside. How do I get out of here? Well, I have no choice but to respawn and check out the vehicles I can use in 2020. So we had this vehicle here. Okay, so there was a certain vehicle that already existed. And look, normally, here we have the auto shop and here, there's nothing at all. But now, I really can't repair my vehicle. Here, it's just nonsense. Look, it doesn't even fit. It's really bad. Okay, look. There were really problems in 2020. There were roads that were completely blocked. Honestly, there were a lot of bugs in 2020 on Brookhaven. But we also had places that don't exist anymore today. By the way, I think in the comments, there will be people who are going to be shocked. What? No. What's happening? What's happening? Why did I fall?
But actually, I wanted to show you something. It's that in 2020 we had no... But I'm never going to manage to say it. I really can't get to where I want to go.
Well, I guess I'll have to go on foot. But this is a joke. Why am I under the vehicle like this? Okay, I'll take a much smaller vehicle. This time, there we go. It's perfect. The thing is, guys, look. In 2020, we didn't have the ocean in Brookhaven, and so we had a secret tunnel that led nowhere. And we're going to go back a little earlier, guys, a year before, and we're back in 2019. But do you know the origins of Brookhaven? Because Brookhaven's beginnings were simply, well, construction. And above all, a superpower. Yes, look right there. Over there, there was a superpower that was discovered by Mr. Brookhaven. And look, it was right here. It's called Crystal Square. And this is where Mr. Brookhaven discovered the greatest secret in all of Brookhaven. If we look back at the origins, you can easily see the auto shop's location over there. So, let's go there and look at what it looked like originally. It was right here. There you go. So, no one could have guessed that the Brookhaven auto shop would be here. And we didn't even have the road that could take us up there. You had to jump like this to get to the top. And here, guys, it's really beautiful. There are no buildings. It's super nice. And honestly, I love Brookhaven when it's empty like this. And everyone knows the city of Brookhaven today with the recent changes. By the way, my favorite is really the restaurant. And yes, because in 2026, the city of Brookhaven changed a lot. And yes, look, even in this building, there have been changes. Because now we have the ice cream shop right here. For example, a new garage. And yes, it's really interesting, guys. This garage, there's even a secret inside. But do you want us to go back in time to see what the city of Brookhaven looked like? Because I even discovered some secrets. And here I am, right back, in 2025. And we'll start with the shopping mall. Look at how it was. In 2025, the shopping mall was completely different. So there, we were less than a year ago. Yes, that was barely a year ago, guys. All the changes we've had, it's really crazy. So, the shopping mall was like this. It was really small compared to today. But we already had the word pizza, which is still there today. It's one of the few things left, along with the unchanged movie theater. Several things in the city haven't changed. But for example, here we had the burger barn. And yes, it was a burger restaurant. Today, we have a chicken restaurant in its place. Honestly, I love the burger barn. I'm really upset that it's no longer here in Brookhaven, but it was really super cool. And here, of course, you could serve people at the drive-thru. Here, we had the manager's office of the burger barn, and it was really a nice place. Anyway, I really like this restaurant. But you'll see that as the years go by, more and more things have changed in the meantime. And before moving on to 2024, I really want to show you the Brookhaven School. So this is the school we had. In 2025, I think a lot of people knew it. The school in Brookhaven used to look like this. I personally really like its theme. It's true that it was really very nice, even if it was a bit more simple. But you'll see that before, it wasn't like this at all. And look, I'm in 2023, that's the year I discovered Brookhaven. It's the year I started my videos. And look, here I am in the school in 2023. It looked like this. And back then, we only had one gym that was like this. With basketball hoops, it was really basic. And it was the same for the auditorium. We didn't have the stage set up at all. We just had this. There was absolutely nothing. And look here, we didn't have the teacher's lounge either. And right here, we just had a room to study quietly. And here, a room for art. And here, for music. No. But really, I love the old school from 2023. But it's true. Look at the city of Brookhaven. It has really evolved. So this was really in 2023, right? But look at what the police station used to look like. It was really small back then. There wasn't even a second floor. No, but it's really weird to see this. Don't you think it's super strange? For the police station, it's really crazy. It was really tiny. Wait, there was a secret room. I just saw a secret room. Because, yeah, there are secrets that have disappeared. But before, there was a secret room right here, between the two floors. And we had access to a secret code for the Brookhaven movie theater. Well, it was really very hard to get there. I don't know if I'll manage to get there. But anyway, there really was a secret room, and you can see it. When you go through like this, you can see that the camera goes straight to, well, the secret room. And of course you can see the film reel. But look here, this is how it was before. It's really strange to see Brookhaven again. And look at what the grocery stores in Brookhaven used to look like. It was much smaller before. It was like this. And on top of that, you could get real Coca-Cola. But look at the town hall, guys. Isn't there something that surprises you? About the town hall? Yes, there was a change in the meantime. Because before, the town hall, well, it was like this. And honestly, not much has changed in a few years. But just the wall, it used to be brick inside. Whereas today, that's not the case at all anymore. But otherwise, it's exactly the same town hall. By the way, it's the only building that hasn't changed. Look, even the hospital, how it was before, it was like this.
And wait until you see the inside. You're going to be shocked. Inside, it was like that.
And you still have the room here, with the secrets just behind. You can go through here to get to the secret room.
But there was something, guys, in the old Brookhaven. And yes, there was a secret thing. Well, wait. Where is it again? Yeah, that's right. It's outside.
Look, come with me. It was right here. And look, you have a secret syringe here. And it disappeared from Brookhaven.
Before, it was available here, and now it's completely gone. It doesn't exist anymore. I'd like to show you the outside of the city, but I think we'll do that in the next video.
Here, it's only the city of Brookhaven, but there's also a lot to talk about outside the city. And by the way, look at what the fire station used to look like. It was really small. We just had a little break room here while waiting for the next call.
But wait, do you want to see more from before? Yes, before 2023. And I have no choice but to take you with me to 2020. And yes, I couldn't find a version between 2020 and 2023. At the same time, there weren't many changes. But now, you're really going to be shocked.
By the way, look at the Brookhaven arches. Yes, that's the symbol of Brookhaven. It didn't exist before. So in 2020, we didn't have the two white Brookhaven arches yet. But in any case, the city of Brookhaven was already there. And yes, look, there weren't many things, but in any case, we had the bank that was right here. It's really strange to see the bank across from the police station.
At least if there was a robbery, the police could respond quickly. Here, we had the Brookhaven Bank Vault, which is almost the same as today. Pretty surprising.
Look, right next to it, we had the Starbrook, which looked like this. Honestly, I much prefer today's Starbrook. And after that, the rest was still under construction. Look, it even said it was under construction. Even the Brookhaven apartments, there wasn't much there. I don't even know if I can get an apartment. Look, it didn't work, but there was supposed to be another floor. They planned for it, even if it wasn't built yet. By the way, look at what we had right here. We had the Brookhaven Secret Agency. Yes, there was a Brookhaven Secret Agency building right here, with of course the FBI room. All of this really existed. It's 100% real what I'm showing you. So, guys, subscribe. It's super important. That way, I'll show you plenty of other things you've never seen in Brookhaven. And here, look, we had the Brookhaven Courthouse, which was right here. And upstairs, we had the mayor's office. And yes, the mayor of Brookhaven was here. In Brookhaven, there wasn't a city hall yet, and you could get out through here. By the way, look, normally here we have the Brookhaven Airport, but back then there was nothing here. We just had a residential area, so none of this was part of the city of Brookhaven. Honestly, the two-story motel is really classy. It's really a building that has a lot of class. Naturally, I think it's really beautiful. It's truly a gorgeous building, so I'm really jealous. They had a really beautiful motel. Well, it's true that the town of Brookhaven was really small. You could get around it very quickly. But we still had other buildings here. Even though everything was still under construction, look, everything was still under construction. We had nothing in these buildings. Just a second bank? Yeah, a second bank. As if one wasn't enough. As if a single bank wasn't enough. We had a second one, and there, of course, we had the Burger Barn, its very first version. It was here, in Brookhaven. It was really a beautiful place, with a little secret room. Come on, I'll show you. We had a little secret room. You could go through here, in the vent. And yeah, look, you could go through the vent, right here. And we had a little secret spot to hide. Of course, if you were an employee and you didn't want to work. And you can do it today too, in the Brookhaven restaurant. The one from 2026, we also have a secret hiding spot. And to see that, I invite you to watch all my videos. In any case, the city of Brookhaven was much smaller in its very first version. And now, my friends, I'm in the daycare. And on top of that, I'm in 2026. And look at what it looks like today in Brookhaven. It looks like this. And the latest new thing at the daycare is this new vehicle, right in front. Which is really super weird. It has absolutely nothing to do with the daycare, but I think this vehicle is really cool. We also had other new things inside, like the ability to pick up outfits, right here and there. Look, I have the official Brookhaven daycare outfit, and here are the outfits for the babies. And look, now I have a baby outfit. And if I change my size and pick up the item right here, look, I'm a real baby. So it's really super cool. Today, the daycare is in Brookhaven, and there are quite a few things. And upstairs, here, we have the Brookhaven Adoption Center with offices. Here,
There you go. We can settle in here. Well, I think I'm going to go back to normal because this is just nonsense. And outside, we even have a playground for kids, right there. And it's really super cool. This playground has been in Brookhaven for a long time. In the past, it was even more fun, and we had a secret about it. Because today, besides going on the roof, there's nothing else to do. And you can also go right here. Now you know all the secrets of the Adoption Center of 2026. But you'll see what it looked like before. And now I'm in 2025, and look at what it looked like. And yes, the Brookhaven Daycare used to look like this. It was much smaller. And honestly, the entrance was more colorful. Honestly, I really like the old version of the daycare. And inside, look at what it looked like. So, yes, right here, you have a little corner. There you go, for the babies. I don't know if there are people who remember this daycare. Let me know in the comments if you knew it. We even had toys right here that we could pick up. This was the reception desk, so we could sit here for the reception. And here, guys, we had the daycare for slightly older kids than next door, because over there it was for babies, but here it's for children. And now, guys, upstairs we're going to have something really cool. You'll see, it's truly amazing. But before I show you, I hope you're really subscribed to the channel. And look, right here, we had the play area for kids, which led us directly outside, and it was really awesome. The play area for kids was really amazing. It was way cooler than it is today, than in 2026. Honestly, I much prefer the old play area for kids to the one we have today. Look, it was really awesome. Plus, we could even go up on the roof right there. And we also had a secret hideout. Right here, look, it's so cool. Here, I'm hidden. Nobody can see me. Also, you can tell I'm in 2025 because that was the 2025 update. But you'll see what it looked like even before. Because here, that was only in 2025, that was just over a year ago. And here I am in 2023. And look, the writing was different. I think this writing is much cooler than the one we have on Brookhaven today. And inside, very few changes. Just the writing, which of course has changed. Otherwise, it's basically the same thing, with the same secret path. So, we can't really say there have been a lot of changes between 2023 and 2025. It's basically the same thing. Even though the city of Brookhaven has changed a lot in the meantime, look at the city, how it used to be before in Brookhaven. Honestly, it has changed quite a bit. Everything around it has really changed a lot. Look, even the police station in the back was completely different. But that was only in 2023. Do you want to see even earlier? Okay, now I'm in 2020 and I just arrived in the 2020 Brookhaven. And as you can see, there was actually a help guide to learn how to play Brookhaven. And that's really shocking. Look, it explained to us how to get a house, how to remove it, how to change the speed of a vehicle, and that you could click on players to do several actions. And there was also the premium logo to show that there was a premium pass. So that was Brookhaven in 2020. They explained to us how to play Brookhaven. Honestly, I think everyone today knows how to play Brookhaven. And here, look. The city of Brookhaven was still under construction. And we're going to go straight to the daycare, and you'll see that the daycare didn't exist. And yes, look, there was another building instead. And honestly, I think it's the best building in all of Brookhaven. And yes, look, it was the Brookhaven Secret Agency right here. So it wasn't a daycare, it was the secret agency. It's really shocking to see this today. Look at this. It's crazy. Really. I'm in the Brookhaven Secret Agency. It has nothing to do with the daycare anymore. It's really shocking. Here, I'm in the FBI offices, while I'm supposed to be in the Brookhaven adoption offices. This is nonsense. By the way, look, all the interfaces work. And for example, here, I have the Brookhaven stroller in my hands. Yeah, there were still quite a lot of bugs before, so it's really shocking. There were already a lot of items for 2020. I think there were a ton of them. And there are some that have disappeared from Brookhaven, like this sandwich here that doesn't exist anymore, or the old tablet that looked like this. And yes, look, it was like this, the old Brookhaven tablet. And even the phone, it was like this. And yes, it's an old phone. Honestly, I find that really shocking. And we already had babies in Brookhaven. Look at what they looked like before in Brookhaven. It's crazy. By the way, before we continue visiting the secret agency, I'd still like to go check out the Brookhaven hospital to see if the daycare wasn't somewhere else after all. Look, there wasn't even a Brookhaven town hall. And we're going to check out the hospital, even though I don't think there was a daycare at all. And yes, look, the babies were here. They were in the Brookhaven birthing room. By the way, it's strange. These aren't the same as the ones in my inventory. Check the inventory. Actually, I get it now. Here I have a baby, but it's actually a fake baby, and here there's a real one in front of me. It's really well done. So that was a fake baby. Okay, well, at least we learn something new every day, and we're going to go back to the secret agency in Brookhaven. And look at what it looked like. It was really beautiful. So, we saw the FBI offices that were right here, and we can go check upstairs. Now, upstairs, we had look, a really tiny version of the Brookhaven courthouse. Honestly, I don't really like it. I'm not a big fan of this courthouse. I find it really small. Here, it was under construction, but it was never finished. This room never saw the light of day in Brookhaven. It's really a shame. And upstairs, we had the mayor's office. And yes, the mayor of Brookhaven was here in 2020. And if people don't believe me that it existed, you can go check that at the Brookhaven Cinema in 2026. And you'll see this building appear in the cinema in 2026. Yes, on the cinema screen, you'll be able to see this building that really did exist. Like everything you see around me, all of this really existed in 2020. Because I know there are people who think all of this is fake, when it's actually real. Take a good look at everything around me. Look, we already had vehicles in Brookhaven. So these are the very first vehicles in Brookhaven. We also had a few dances, and look at the burger barn that was right here. And I never end with 2026, but I really want to show you proof that it really did exist. And yes, look, we're going to the Brookhaven Cinema. And look, right here, you can see the Brookhaven Agency building, which really did exist. And yes, it's real. And it's the same. If you get a house, and if you turn on the TV in a house. In Brookhaven, you can of course see the old city of Brookhaven that we just checked out. And when you go to the new restaurant in Brookhaven and go into the manager's office, you can see the very first burger barn that we just saw. In any case, you see that all of this is very real. And above all, tell me if you prefer the old daycare or the new one. And most importantly, don't hesitate to like and subscribe and watch other videos. And which building should I do next time?